AOS, Shalom, El praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakadash, and a double honor to the apostles and those of GreatMillStone, man. Shalom to all the Akim out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, man. You know, pushing this thing. Amen. Bringing about the end of the so-called white man's kingdom and rulership, man. Hey, I got an article here, it's on the Sun, and it said it was originally on the Telegraph, but the Telegraph is shit. It's a shit newspaper where you got to sign up to get the full article. And, fuck. But so I'm using the Sun's one. It hits the same point still, so you know, who gives a fuck. But the title was Space Invaders. Pentagon X-Files chief says UFOs do exist and aliens may have visited Earth from outer space. So basically, that's talking about the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which are described in the scriptures multiple times, man. And that's why, yo, he's obviously he's set up his Star Wars program, so it's evident that in his governments, he's gonna have guys set up to watch the heavens, to watch like what's going on with the chariots, man. This guy knows. He puts it in his movies, and it's come out various times that obviously he knows, you know, like the chariots of the Heavenly Father, that they're a real thing, and they're out there, man. So, hey, this is just, you know, one of those chief guys coming out and letting man know just how seriously Esau takes it. It says Luis Elizondo, former head of secret £16 million US government program into extraterrestrial life, claims the existence of UFOs has been proven beyond reasonable doubt. So he's just saying like, yo, you can't even, this ain't even a thing where it's messing around. This is undeniable. And it says the former chief of secret US government program claims UFOs really do exist. Luis Elizondo claims proof of their existence has been proved beyond reasonable doubt after heading a secret £16 million investigation into the existence of extraterrestrial life. And it says, speaking to the Telegraph, Elizondo said, "I think it's pretty clear this is not us, and it's not anyone else. So no one has to ask where they're from. In my opinion," wait, what? It says, "I think it's pretty clear this is not us, and it's not anyone else. So one has to ask where they're from." Yeah, and that's Esau. He looks in the scriptures, because he's got his scholars that know the Bible, so he knows. Okay, these are the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Because let me read this, man. It says Zechariah 5, and I'll start from 1. It says, "And then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. And he said unto me," oh, that flying roll's talking about a chariot, man. Because you know, you see them chariots, they've got them circular shapes. And he said the length 20 cubits, breadth 10 cubits. So this is just one of many descriptions. And then this is what has got Esau messed up, man. And this is why he's having to watch them, man. Verse 3. "Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth." So for us, those chariots represent salvation, man. Because for us, they're going to come smash Esau up and basically help us. They're going to be part and parcel to Yahushua making his return and us getting up out of here and then setting up New Jerusalem, man. So it's a curse for these current rulers, man. These so-called white cracker pagan bastards, man. And it says, "For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on the side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it." And who's that thief, man? Esau, man. Esau stole us. That's why we're still in the land, man. In the West. He stole our goodly precious goods as well from where we're at, man. So, hey, so-called white man's got to pay for it, and the chariots are part of what's gonna assist us in achieving our salvation, man. And I'll no, it says verse 4. I will bring forth, saith the Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So he's gonna receive that judgment, and them chariots are gonna be zapping up, tear up, gonna mash up fucking America, man, and various other spots over the earth, man. When the missiles drop, it's gonna get spicy for Esau, man. That's why, that's why he's doing these investigations, man. He's having to run these government programs because, these, it's getting on top, man. He don't want to get caught slipping. And it says, in my opinion, back in the article, in my opinion, if this was a court of law, we've reached the point of beyond reasonable doubt. I hate to use the term UFO, but that's what we're looking at. He said much of what he could discuss was still classified, and there's been lots of UFO sightings during the program. So it's lightly classified as saying, like, look, they said, look, these are the chariots. Look, we know the beings that are within this. Because it's like, yeah, the other guy, I think it was Canadian, man, where he said, no, it's like, no, those guys in there, they're black. And they said, what, they're dark? No, not dark, black, like a black person, black. So they know there's black men in them chariots, man, black angels in them chariots. And that's why Esau, when he's talking about them chariots, he's getting messed up in the spirit. These guys have the clearance, have it declassified. They know, yo, them chariots are the Heavenly Father. And they're going to have to go to war with him, man. Hence the Star Wars program, man. And it says what? He was unable to comment on whether his team had examined sightings in countries including the UK. Which, of course, you know, we've brothers have witnessed this with our own eyes. And the guy, well, there's this as well on the picture. It says sightings of UFOs were said to frequently appear in their nuclear facilities and power plants. That's because, yo, them chariots, them missiles, man. They Yahweh Hashem has got control over those missiles, man. So if he wants to shoot them, if he wants to get missiles, get it popping, man. If Esau don't want to press the button, Yahweh Hashem can have it happen, man. He's got it. Because I remember I watched. This is was it in the world? I don't even know, maybe back in the world, or like just when man came in the truth. Those I think it was back in the world, man. I watched a documentary, and it was like said a guy basically saying, look, he was working at a power plant, and then he said like, yo, there was a UFO. He said there was a UFO overhead. Then it's basically like the preparation started for fucking like a missile launch to go through. So, and he was shitting himself, man. And he said, look, this has happened multiple times at different facilities. He went and did interviews with these guys. So, that's basically, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he's giving it control over them to the angels, man. When it's that time, they'll do their purpose, man. And it says, during the investigation, geographical hotspots emerged in their nuclear facilities and power plants. Since the revelation of the U.S. government program attention has been focused on footage of an unidentified object off San Diego, California in 2004. The Pentagon confirmed the audio and video of 2 U.S. Navy pilots chasing an unidentified flying object near San Diego was investigated as part of the program. While not hostile in its maneuverability, Elizondo claims the UFO sightings made onlookers conscious something could happen. Yeah, because that's Esau's basically trying to he's trying to challenge the chariots, which is recorded in the scriptures as well. But he's gonna fail. He's gonna fail because it's in what's it in, man? Well, you know what, I might as well just get. It's not even this. Yeah. Let me see what else start from. Yeah, okay. 2nd Ezra 13:3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And wheresoever his voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. So this basically is talking about Yahushua when he makes his return, man. And it says, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That's with the chariots, man. Them chariots of the Heavenly Father, them so-called UFOs that Esau's talking about, man. And it says, and he turned his countenance to look, and all things trembled that were under him. And it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. That's some lasers, man. Tearing shit up. Because this is what Esau knows he's going to have to challenge, because he's got his scholars that go into the scriptures to break these things down, man. That's why Esau knows the prophecies. He's trying to subvert them. And it says, what? Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this, behold, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So basically, these nations are going to come together. They're going to have that global army to try and fight against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua when he returns, man. And it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That's that fathership, man, that epic chariot. Yahushua is going to make his return in, where it's like every eye shall see him. And it says, but I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not, because it's in the heavens, man. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet does fight. So these guys they're gonna see that. Let me see the scene from what do you call it? The original Independence Day, man. When you have the ship arrive, then you have all the smaller ships break off, and then descend to the main areas. That's basically what they're gonna witness, man. They're gonna see it's gonna be countless. They're gonna block out the sky, man. Better than the fucking Persian army ever did. And it said, verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that come, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So these guys are gonna come together, but then the sheer might of the chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua are gonna perform a destruction of an absolute total annihilation of this global army, man. These guys are basically trying to what do you call it? They're trying to combat Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. They're gonna get caught slipping, man, and they're gonna get smashed out there. These are the things Esau's gone into these scriptures, man. He knows these things are He knows these things are what do you call it? Basically, he knows about these prophecies, man. He's got his guys going into the scriptures, man. So that's why he's trying to build up his military might to the level to be able to combat the Lord, man. But it's not going to come to pass. It says Luis Elizondo oversaw the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, which ran for 5 years between 2007 and 2012. Footage released in August claims to show a UFO rotating while maintaining a glowing aura. The program was set up by retired U.S. Democratic Senator Harry Reid. Most of the money for the program went to an aerospace research company run by billionaire entrepreneur Robert Bigelow, who is currently working with NASA. And it says, Mr. Reid confirmed he set up the program, adding, "I'm not embarrassed or ashamed or sorry I got this thing going. I think it's one of the good things I did in my congressional service. I've done something that no one's done before." I think there was one more thing I wanted to... if it was even... no, it's not even in this one. Unless it is... oh, okay, I'll read this, finish on that. It says, but Mr. Elizondo confirmed that he continued to work with officials from the Navy and CIA on the program until he resigned from office in October. He quit in protest over excessive secrecy and lack of resources. So yeah, these guys are basically keeping it under wraps. He's probably seen the levels that these guys are trying to combat against, and he's just like, yo, we need to let the people know. How can we even How can we even fight this? He's too mighty. So you know, these guys basically they're getting messed up in the spirit, man. Because hey, it's let me get okay. I'll just get X. I ain't done that. Because hey, these guys basically it's what do you call it? Hey, they them chariots. That's beyond the realms that they can even manage, man. Let me read this. Acts 1 and 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of his sight. So Yahushua got caught up in a chariot, man, just like Enoch and Elijah before him, man. He got caught up in the chariot. And it said, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel. And you know, that weren't no, boys to men in some white suits. That was angels of the Lord, man. It said, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So just as Yahushua got caught up into the chariot on his ascent, on his descent, he's gonna come in the same manner, man. But he's not gonna meet you as a man, and he's gonna come basically in the to do that judgment, man. That Jeremiah, was it Jeremiah? No, Isaiah 63. Let me get in just last one I want to get is what 110. Is it 110? No, I think it's one what. Was 104, 103? Yeah, 104. Psalms 104 and verse 3 says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the cloud his chariot, who walketh upon the winds of the wind. So maketh his clouds his chariot. So that's like the cloud in Acts chapter 1. He's talking about a chariot, man, a so-called UFO. That's how Esau refers to them, man. The so-called UFOs. That's why even in the article, the guy said, well, I don't really like to call them UFOs. But, that's the terminology they use. Because he's on a level of clearance. If this guy's running, he's on a level of clearance where he knows these are the chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But, hey, that's just the, spicy article. But y'all leave it there, man. I say, oh, praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, man. And shalom, shalom.